Hello, folks. Welcome back. I checked out Across the Spider-Verse a few days ago. That was pretty cool. I recommend you guys see it if you haven't already. I mean, there are so many films coming out around this time. I'm not going to be able to catch them all, but I'll catch a few of them for sure, and I'll let you know which ones I do end up seeing. And here's the thing. I get people coming up to me asking for, film recommendations all the time. And I do my due diligence, I'll ask them what they're interested in, what kind of genre they like, and then I can make them a pretty good recommendation. Thing is, from time to time, I will get someone that is very wishy-washy, someone that just cannot make up their mind, and it's difficult to recommend them something. This film, though, Breakdown from 1997, I think is one of these films you can recommend to anyone mature-minded, and I believe they'll enjoy it. I mean, the worst they'll come back to you with is that it was okay, unless they're psychos. If I could sum this film up in one word, solid. It is a solid film. I'd give it a 7 out of 10, okay? Very solid. And it's a film that I think has slipped under the radar, so I think, I should bring it back out into the spotlight. What's this film about? So you've got Kurt Russell's character Jeff and his wife Amy, played by Kathleen Quinlan. They're driving across the country. They're basically moving. A little while into their trip, their car breaks down in the middle of the highway, and they can't figure out what's wrong with the car. They're not getting any cell phone reception. I mean, it's 1997, so that's pretty understandable. They've got two options here. They either wait for someone to assist, or they walk to the nearest town, which seems to be a fair bit of a walk, so that's not really a good option. Luck would have it though, a truck does come by and the driver stops and offers them a ride to the nearest rest area where they can, call the tow truck. The driver makes it, clear that his radio is down, so they can't do it from the truck. Jeff, though, he doesn't want to leave the car unattended on the side of the road because it's got all their belongings in it. So, they decide, you know what, Amy, the wife, she can go with the truck driver, head to the rest area, and then call the tow truck for Jeff. Some time passes, and no tow truck shows up for Jeff, so he becomes a little bit impatient and decides to check the car again. He manages to figure out what's wrong and fixes it, gets back on the road, heads to the rest area. Once he gets there, though, no wife. Asks around, no one's seen his wife. So he's obviously anxious and a bit unsettled. He thinks maybe she's gone for a little bit of a wander, a little bit of a walk. So gets back in his car, drives around. He doesn't spot the wife. What he does spot is the truck and the driver that offered the ride to them. So he manages to pull over the driver and asks about his wife. The driver, though, pretends he has got no clue as to what Jeff is talking about, and this leads to a bit of a commotion between the both of them. And a nearby cop who's driving by sees it, stops, and decides to question both of them. Ends up searching the truck as well, but there's nothing to incriminate the truck driver, so he's away in the wind. Jeff, he's distraught now, so he heads back to the rest area, and at this point he gets chatting to this slow or simpleton outside the rest stop, and he works out, his wife has been kidnapped, and this is where everything turns to hell. He needs to get her back, and there's a ransom now. And I'm not going to spoil the rest, okay? But it is a wild ride. Let's get into some of the good stuff. Kurt Russell, first of all, his performance in this is awesome, okay? I think it's his second best performance, in my opinion, okay? I put Tombstone as number one, and then this, and then, The Thing and Escape from New York and so on. He's not playing some eccentric character here. He's not some larger-than-life personality. He's just playing an ordinary man pushed to the brink. It's like Michael Douglas in Falling Down. Just an average dude that has his whole world turned upside down. Second best part of this film, J.T. Walsh, the truck driver, the kidnapper, the bad guy. I think this is his final big screen performance, and he's awesome in this. Like, he's played bad guys in other films, and he's been really good at it, like Red Rock West and The Negotiator. If you haven't seen those films, check them out. But he's brilliant in this, okay? He's got such great screen presence. The other great thing about this is the pacing. You always feel like you're on the move, but not just that. The way it's being told, this story, you feel the frustration, the pressure that is on, Kurt Russell's character, on Jeff. You feel all that, and you're hoping it all works out in the end. But there's a part of you that is like, it may not happen. And I'm not obviously not going to spoil it, but you really do get on a roller coaster with this film. Now, look, the only negatives that I see with this film, aside from Kurt Russell, Kathleen Quinlan, and JT Walsh, all the side characters are a little bit over the top. I mean, it's not bad, but it's just like a bit too far on the bad guy, almost like henchman style, some of these side characters. The other thing is the ransom amount. 90 grand, 90,000. I know it's 1997, but shit, 90,000? The risk that these kidnappers are taking for 90,000 is it's really like, that's silly. But still, look, all silliness aside, 7 out of 10 from me. I think it's a solid film. I think it's one to check out if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, maybe revisit it. All right, folks, that's it for today. Leftover Monkey out.